Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing very well. This is Life Under Trump, part 120. Life Under Trump, part 120. Hit that like button as you come in. You are valued. You are appreciated. Let's be respectful in the chat and show kindness. It goes a long way. There's a lot to cover under Life Under Trump, part 120. Yes, we are at part 120. You got to excuse me today. My energy is a little low because I'm exhausted. I went to an event last night and I was there for hours. I didn't anticipate no being there that long, but it was a viewing for Godfather of Harlem. And they did a magazine reveal and everything for RDC magazine, which is owned by a friend of mine, Raquel. She owns it. So I'm a little exhausted today. So have a lot of patience with me because I'm going to need it. Be nice today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about from jdvance dropping the football team's trophy. Let me know that if you can hear me in my hear me in the chat. Let me know. So we're going to go ahead and get started. From the tariffs to China, how this administration is not honest with us. It's a lot we got to cover. And then I'm going to also show y'all to cover my magazine. I haven't eaten anything today. I've been running errands. Haven't eaten anything. So you just may catch me over here chewing on these. Rosemary and olive oil. Kettle cooked chips. I'm hungry. Life Under Trump, part 120. That's what we're covering today. Hold on. This is my new magazine that came in the mail, Queen Magazine, with Queen Drew Sidor on the cover. Drew is from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, the TV show. She's an actress from The Game that was on BET, etc. She's in different movies, everything. If you want to purchase this magazine, click the link in my description and purchase the magazine. Go to my website, IamLillieYoung.com, and purchase Queen Magazine Spring 2025 issue, the entertainment edition with Drew Sidor from The Real Housewives of Atlanta on the cover. Isn't she lovely? Her music is amazing, y'all. Hey, how you doing? Hello there. Hold on. I'm going to show you her article. My hands got chips on it now. But this is her article in the magazine. Drew Sidor from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is my magazine, Queen Magazine. Again, we will be discussing Donald Trump. This country feels upside down to me. Hit the like button as you're coming in. I don't know how it feels to you all, but it absolutely feels upside down to me. I feel discombobulated every day that I get up because this administration is pure HELL. Crimes have been committed and no one is doing anything about it. From Signalgate, etc. And right now, Wig is talking about sending U.S. citizens to El Salvador. He had the president of El Salvador at the White House. I'm going to show you that. This man does not care about us. He planned on sending innocent U.S. citizens to El Salvador. God, you need to move fast. Natural cause or something. Hello, King Anthony Estrada. How you doing? Hola. Henry, how you doing, Henry? How you doing, King? And I loved all the protests. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, King. Oh, I love Bernie Sanders in the AOC. She's amazing. I love her. I could see her running for president. We got to get the orange man out of there quick. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke that spirit of Donald Trump. Let me put these up. I've just been so busy today. I haven't had time to eat anything. And y'all know when I used to come on live, I would have those hot, spicy cheddar chips from Kroger, the Kroger brand. But these are rosemary and olive oil chips. Kettle cooked. Kettle cooked chips is more healthy for you. Yes, I'm licking my fingers. I'm a country girl. Oh, well. But yeah, it's out of control. Every day I get up, since he's been in the Oval Office, I feel literally drained. I feel like if life is even possible now, because every day is something new with this wig, orange with a wig on it. Something new every day, and it's rather draining. And for those that don't see it, your soul is captured into his will. And that's a sad situation. You are a reprobated mind, just as Donald Trump is. If you voted for him, you're no better. You are part of the problem. I'm trying to get these chips off my hand. The little crumbs from it. We're going to go ahead and get started. One moment, please. How y'all doing today out there? Thank you so much. Thank you. Gathers one, thank you so much. I hope I didn't say your name wrong. I apologize if I did. It's not intentional. So this is the billboard that has been seen out today. Unfit. He is definitely unfit. Donald Trump is not fit to be president. This man is worse than Hitler. Donald Trump is not fit to be in the Oval Office. He's not qualified. He's beyond evil. He is the son of Satan. And then his press secretary, girl, she's praying, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, her prayer fell on deaf ears because God does not hear a reprobated mind's prayers. Hold on.
Lord Jesus, please give us the strength, the knowledge, the ability to articulate our words, have fun, and be confident in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay.
Is she kidding me? Is she kidding me? Does she really think that her prayers went to God's ears? God does not hear a reprobated mind's prayers. She's upholding evil. She is evil. Deport the criminal in chief, Donald Trump, to El Salvador. He is the criminal. The people he sent away are not criminals. Because they got tattoos do not make them criminals. So, Pete Hegseth is a criminal. Apparently, he has several tattoos from Signal Gate. Keith Hegseth, the leader of Signal Gate, he has several tattoos, Donnie. Your face looks like a tattoo. It's so ugly, Donald Trump. You should be sent to El Salvador. You have 34 felonies. You need to be sent to El Salvador. That's who needs to be sent there. Not the people that you sent away. And I'm going to tell y'all something. We don't even know if those people are alive. We do not know if those people are alive. We still haven't got the Mexican children back yet. And this is a prime example of racism against black and brown people. A prime example. Y'all hate us. This lady is an attorney, and y'all hate that she's smart.
What is it you think you're doing here?
I'm dumping trash out.
That's illegal. This is private property. You can't be using this dumpster for your trash.
Oh, no, it's okay. My office is right here. It's not illegal. I have an office here.
This is what black people go through. He's mad because she's educated. He doesn't have the education.
You're an attorney.
Yes, sir. Do you need a business card or anything?
Yeah, yes. I need that.
This is what black and brown people go through. And we're tired of
I'd like to
it.
see proof that you're an attorney because this is private property. You can't be throwing trash out there. You're breaking the law.
She's not breaking the law. Her office is in this building. But the white officer hate our skin.
1019.
Here you go, sir. Linda Jones, attorney at law, located right at this office address.
It will only get worse, black and brown people, under Donald Trump.
Sir, if you flip the card over, please.
He has given officers immunity. They can do whatever.
Is there anything else I can help you with, sir? Because the sun is...
I still don't see the address.
Sir, here's the address here, please.
She's a black woman and he hates her
That's my
color.
name. Is there anything else that you need to verify?
He hates she's educated.
Ma'am, I'll ask the questions. You're breaking the law right now.
She hasn't broken that one law.
Attorney, I know my rights, and I'm not breaking the law. As I stated, sir, I'm a tenant at this office location.
Okay, this card doesn't prove any of that. I need to see your ID.
You don't need to see my ID, sir. I just gave you my business.
Black and brown people, pay attention. Be attentive to these people. They do not like us.
You're being incredibly aggressive. All you're doing is escalating the situation. There's no need for any of this.
She hasn't done anything wrong.
I've asked you 3 times now. I need to
I
see
will
your
show you
ID.
my ID to verify the business card, okay? I'll do that for you. But I don't have to, okay? So you know that.
She has not broken the law. They hate us.
This is my name to verify the business card and the office address, sir. This is not illegal dumping, once again.
But the address is different on your license than it is on the...
Listen to this mother.
Because that's a
This
business
man is
location, sir.
sick.
That's not my home address.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
What is it you think you're doing?
MAGA, I don't want to hear come out your mouth again that racism isn't real. Y'all are cruel to black people. You're cruel to brown people, and we're sick of it. When black and brown people realize they have more in common, they need to be coming together because they are after you. They're after your children, your grandmother, you, etc., your mother, your father. We're under attack.
The house is on fire, people. He was just caught on a hot mic asking the president of El Salvador to build prisons for U.S. citizens that he doesn't like. He wants to take U.S. citizens and put them on planes and send them to another country into camps. I mean, does he have to put the mustache on for people to get it? He's threatening the press, and anybody who he doesn't like, he calls a criminal. So who exactly does he want to send to El Salvador? Because there's no due process in this country. There's no mechanism for deporting U.S. citizens. It's not called deporting. It's called kidnapping. It's called trafficking. It's taking U.S. citizens and sending them to another country. And this is what the President of the United States is threatening to do. And Republicans and everyone's just walking around like it's no big deal. We're there. The house is on fire. Somebody needs to get a hose. And the Republicans in Congress are the only ones that can stop us. And they're not doing a damn thing. The house is on fire, people.
It would be nice if that was true, that it was on fire and that orange is asleep and it burns because the mold is on. It doesn't matter. It smells bad anyway. And look at this buffoon with the eyeliner.
DC lately, so it's nice for them. Look at the size of that
He's a
trophy.
fool.
jdvance.
I know. Those are some big young gentlemen and a big trophy as well.
He broke the trophy.
And it looks like the trophy fell. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
And I'm sure
break?
it's old in DC lately, so it's nice for them. Look at the size of that trophy next to jdvance.
I know. Those are some big young gentlemen and a big trophy as well.
Big dudes, yeah. Oh, and it looks like the
Oh,
trophy
no.
fell. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
And I'm
did
sure
it break?
it's old.
The circus is real in the White House.
Just happened. jdvance just dropped and broke the college football playoff national championship trophy during a ceremony at the White House honoring the Ohio State Buckeyes. You got to see this. If this isn't a metaphor for the Trump administration, then I don't know what is. By the way, remember to add the Midas Touch podcast right now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Everything that I show you is fair use and educational purpose. And great for research. This administration is a train wreck.
Just happened. jdvance just dropped and broke the college football playoff national championship trophy during a ceremony at the White House honoring the Ohio State Buckeyes. You got to see this. If this isn't a metaphor for the Trump administration, then I don't know what is. By the way, remember to add the Midas Touch podcast right now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
An embarrassment to the country. A wimp. Weak.
This just happened. jdvance just dropped.
That cabinet is weak. No strong men whatsoever. An embarrassment to the country.
Trump is in the Oval Office talking about kidnapping American citizens, U.S. citizens, and sending them to a prison camp in El Salvador. And I do mean kidnap, because there's no due process. There's no legal mechanism for taking a U.S. citizen and sending them to another country that they've never been to, they have not born in, and putting them in a prison camp. It is against our Constitution. It's against every law. And he says, oh, these will be criminals. But let me remind you who he called a criminal. He called every Democrat a criminal. He called members of the press criminals. This is not right. And the Republican Party is walking around like it's totally okay, buying gold pins of his face to stick on their jackets. Hopefully they won't be on the plane then. He's talking about putting U.S. citizens in camps. Sound familiar?
Hitler.
He wants to put them on planes and ship them out, whoever he decides. Things are not okay here. Things are getting bad. I'm not sure what we're going to do about it.
It's getting worse, y'all. It's getting worse.
Right. Trump and the president of El Salvador just lied and said they couldn't bring back the man who was illegally deported. So I went on Fox 5 DC to explain that Democrats don't want criminals in the country, but we want due process. Take a look.
I'm curious, your take on all of that.
I just want to say, as a Democrat, if there are any violent criminals in this country, we want these people to be deported. That is okay. But we also want there to be due process. And right now, Trump and Bukele are playing a weird game of heads I win, tails you lose with immigrants' rights. So they've denied certain immigrants the chance to file a habeas petition before being deported because they say it's premature. But then after the person is deported, Trump says they have no way to bring them back. And even Bukele just said they have no way to send Abrego back, which is like, dude, you've been expanding your power in El Salvador for a while, but you nor Trump have the power to bring this guy back. Again, it's a twisted game of heads I win, tails you lose. All right, Trump and the president of El Salvador just lied and said they couldn't bring back the man.
The president of Salvador is at the Oval Office. He could have brought him with him. Make sense. Stop lying to people. The lies are not adding up. And the American people are sick and tired of the entire Republican MAGA party. God needs to move
right
fast.
now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. He is backed up by other white supremacists. And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within. The coddling is for the white boys. That's what's happening right now. I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel away and why you can't make me doubt who I am? It's because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white institutions. And so now they're not allowing us in. And now they're saying, you know what, we're also going to defund the HBCUs. You know why? Because they don't want any more Kamala Harrises. They don't want any more Jasmine Crockett's. But I got news for them. I don't care what they do. We will fight to the end to make sure that we get our due. Because again, if you want to talk about the people that shouldn't be in this country, you probably need to look in the mirror. Because the last time I checked, the Native Americans who some of ICE have been rounding up, or the Puerto Ricans who are absolutely Americans, listen, the only people that came and colonized this place are your ancestors.
Amen.
We right now have a white
She ain't
supremacist.
lying. Everything Jasmine Crockett said is the truth. That woman don't lie. But who in the Oval Office that lies? Donald J. Trump, the ugliest man in the world.
Breaking news right now, Donald Trump just launched one of the biggest attacks on the media, targeting CBS and 60 Minutes specifically, saying that Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, should target CBS and 60 Minutes with maximum fines and investigations because Donald Trump did not like the stories that 60 Minutes was covering.
God
Folks, this is a
forbid you tell the
significant
truth on
attack
that
the
orange
First
man.
Amendment, the freedom of the press, and so much more. He is directly using the powers of the federal government. His FCC chairman, who wrote the Project 2025 chapter on the FCC, to target a news organization because Trump didn't like what they were covering or how they were covering it. He thinks they were covering it in a derogatory way. Now remember, Trump is already suing CBS and 60 Minutes over that Kamala Harris interview in the 2024 cycle. Now more than ever, it's important that journalists stand together and don't stand down to Donald Trump. I'll continue doing a full breakdown on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for more. We have some breaking news right now. Donald Trump just...
That man is pathetic. You speak the truth about him, he whimpers and cries all over the place and start pissing in at the pens. Donald Trump is pathetic. You can't take criticism, then get out of our country. This is not your country. Your ancestors from Europe. What a waste of a thought to put it on Donald Trump. This is some breaking news about trade. Okay, breaking trade news. After soybeans, China has signed a deal with Australia to import beef, which is previously imported from the USA. They're not having anything else to do with us, and I understand why. $2.5 billion worth. The switch will be made immediately once exiting orders are fulfilled. China ain't effing with us no more. We need China more than China need us. They can make everything and we can't. But thanks to who? The depends, the pissy depends. Thanks to the pissy depends, we are a train wreck of a country. No one likes us.
Take over
History.
their buildings. New York was already there for thousands of years. San Francisco was there for thousands of years. Los Angeles was there for thousands of years. They were built by the indigenous people who were black and Indian.
Black people were the first people on this earth.
Black people, they weren't brought over by slaves. They are the original owners of America. Black people, African Americans. They don't come from Africa. They were already here. And take over their buildings. New York was already there for thousands of years. San Francisco was there for thousands of years. Los Angeles was there for thousands of years. They were built by the indigenous people who were black and Indians as well. The black people, they weren't brought over by slaves. They are the original owners of America. Black people, African Americans. They don't come from Africa. They were already here.
This land is my land. This land is your land. Black and brown people.
Saw a video of a black woman telling a group of white women that she will never trust them and will always be suspicious without even getting to know them just because they're white. And I think that makes perfect sense. And let me be clear, it is not my place to approve or disapprove what a black woman does. This message is mainly for other white people. I want to explain why I am totally okay with that and why you should also be okay with it. As a white person, I have a weapon system that was built right into my skin from the day I was born that I can use against black or brown people whenever I want. And even though I have no intention of doing that, I could. And that's what matters. Let me explain it this way. Imagine that there are two people sitting across from each other at a table, but one of them has a weapon aimed at the other. And this person keeps reassuring the other person saying, trust me, I'm not going to pull the trigger. I know every single other person that's looked like me has pulled the trigger, but I won't. I think anyone choosing to get up and walk away from that table and not take the chance is completely reasonable. Like, imagine telling that person, like, oh, but did you get to know them first? Nobody owes us anything. It doesn't matter how nice you are. It doesn't matter.
when you have enough information through your own ancestral history, that's enough information. I approve of her message.
Recently saw a video of a black woman.
I don't trust them. I don't. I love them because that's the way of God. I don't trust any of them. They showed us who they are so many times. At the voting booth, they showed us who they are. They lied and went in that voting booth and voted for the monster that's in the White House right now. And look what he's doing. Talking about sending U.S. citizens to El Salvador prison. There's no crimes. He's the biggest criminal in the entire world. He has 34 felonies. Telling me anybody else that have 34 felonies. Tell me, MAGA. Tell me. You can't. You wasted of a... You're not even worth being on earth. You're a waste of the air that God has given you to breathe in.
That we rename the entire planet Trump. In the world
That
that
man
this
is
administration is building and this committee is enabling, everything is about Donald Trump anyway. Republicans are proposing that we put his face on currency. His name is apparently going to go on Air Force One. You've introduced a bill to add his head to Mount Rushmore. His whims are shaping everything from who gets prosecuted to who gets silenced.
Hit that like
and who
button,
gets to
please.
Participate in democracy.
Come on, hit the like button.
And so I would not be surprised if one of you actually proposes a 60-foot statue of him looming over the National Mall, as we've taken some liberty to depict what that might be. We're trying to get ahead here and skate to where the puck is obviously going. So let's skip the endless parade of one-offs here. It's far more efficient to just cut to the chase. Let's stop pretending that any of this is about patriotism or efficiency. It is all about power, control, and making everything about one man. So let's just make it official. Show Donald Trump how mindlessly cultish you are. He's going to love this. Let's go ahead and rename the planet Trump. I'm proposing that we rename the entire planet Trump. In the world that this administration is building and this committee is enabling, everything is about Donald Trump anyway. Republicans.
Donald Trump is sick. His cabinet is sick. And being a racist is sickening. That's because your mind is sick. It's unhealthy from your white ancestors that poisoned you years ago, and it just kept going through your bloodstream from generation to generation of racism, the hate for black and brown people, the hate you put on black people that was already originally here before you brought your European ASS here. Demons.
So the creepy little gold pin that all of his people are wearing, I don't know whether he told them to wear it or not. It's actually
He's
more
delusional.
disturbing if they're wearing it from their
And
own
ugly.
free will. But it's not made in the U.S. either. It comes from
Made in
overseas.
China.
Just like every other piece of garbage that he sells with his name and his face on it. Everything that's sold at Trump Plaza, it's all from China. It's all from somewhere else. None of it's made here. Is he giving his company exceptions for the tariffs? Or is he going to open up this factory that he could have opened up at any time, but he hasn't? I don't see any Trump factories making crappy t-shirts and hats and stupid pins with his face on it. Why isn't he doing it? Just wondering. Don't wear a pin with somebody's face on it. That's really weird and creepy. Fools. So
I know these fools are not running around with a pendant of Donald Trump's face on it. Why would you run around with the face of the ugliest person in the universe on the pendant? Donald Trump is not attractive. Nothing about this man. His body is like an old grandmother. When he's not made up with all the orange makeup, he looked like somebody's grandmother. The man is so disgusting and ugly.
You know what? China said, baby, we playing chess, not checkers. We playing chess, not checkers. Do America... Did America forget that most of our stuff is made in China? Did y'all forget that? Because China said, okay, y'all want to play with these tariffs? You go up, we go up. You go up, we go up. You go up, we go up. But then, damn, I got you. Checkmate. Let me go ahead and drop everything down for sale. Let me put everything down for sale because everything is made here. Listen, China released a list of luxury brands that is made in China for 1/10 of the cost that they charge us here in America, okay? And I'm about to just list these places. Armani, Ralph Lauren, Nike, Michael Kors, North Face, Adidas, Givenchy,
Hit the like button,
Chanel,
please.
Lululemon, Calvin Klein, Versace, Timberland, Puma, Dior, Apple, Coach, Prada, Celine, Levi, Burberry, Cartier, Victoria's Secret, Ferragamo, YSL, Disney, DKNY, and there's plenty more. They're all made in China at 1/10 of the cost that it would cost it to be made in America. And then they charge us 10 times what they pay for it over there. And China said, you know what, we got everything for sale right now. Americans
More than 10 times.
Americans come and get it. And I think that's hilarious because that either furthermore just make me think, y'all mad about America? Well,
Trump.
MAGA people are mad about the tariffs saying they don't have our products. Why would they have our products when they make our products? Do that even make they make our products?
They do not need
the
America.
products that they make from us. Why would they make the products for $2, right, and then buy it from us for $17 just to sell it? What sense do that make? Y'all don't be thinking when y'all do that.
MAGA down.
Everything gonna sell. So if you're a name brand junkie, go ahead and grab y'all some. And then also another thing that was debunked this week from China, everybody was talking about the gate and the boys and stuff like that. It was like, oh, that stuff was fake. Come to find out, it's made in the same factory that the real stuff is made in. DH Gate just sell it for a smaller fraction than what America sells it for. Y'all just don't see the inflation in America. I don't want no American-made products because everything that they trying to bring back to America is going to cost Americans more money. It's going to cost us more money to have anything that's made here. And y'all don't see that. But y'all think the tariffs is a great idea. Who wins with the tariffs? Not us, not the consumers. But hey, who am I? I'm just a girl. And you know what? China said, baby, we playing chess, not chess.
But I'm going to tell you something. Clear people put so much energy into wanting to destroy black and brown people that they're destroying themselves. You are destroying yourself. You focus so much on riding Donald Trump's coattail and up his stinky Depends butt. You can't smell what's really happening. You have SHIT all over your face. Come out of his Depends. He doesn't care about you. He's playing in your face daily. But you're pathetic, MAGA. You less than him.
Hit on a lot at Republican events from married people.
Grinder.
Married men, yeah. The same men that go around asking what a woman is. Yeah. And saying that liberals are groomers. Yeah. 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 Are blowing up Grindr
The Republican
at
men.
the Republican convention. Got it.
Married Republican white men on the app Grindr. That is a gay app.
Guys.
Gay men go looking for gay men.
The same men that go around asking what a woman is. Yeah. And saying that liberals are groomers. Yeah. 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 Are blowing up Grindr at the Republican convention.
Look it up. Grindr is a gay app where the white Republican men go on there looking for a good time.
Married men. Yeah. The same men that go around asking what a woman is.
The head of the tail too.
Liberals are groomers.
Not just them, not just the congressmen. The head of the tail as well. They go on there looking for black eggplant.
I get hit on a lot at Republican events from married people. Guys. Married men. Yeah. The same men that go around asking what a woman is. Yeah. And saying that liberals are groomers. Yeah. 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 Are blowing up Grindr at the Republican convention. Got it.
Oh, we got it. We know about it. We know all about it. Shall I show y'all the text messages from Magic Mike? When he trying to get him some tail from a black man. He wants the black man eggplant. The Republican Party is a sick party. They just like their leader. That's why they uphold all the sick things and ideals that Donald Trump have. And then they talk badly about gay people and they're gay. Clear people. God, fix their minds. Look at this buffoonery. Marjorie Taylor Greene is an embarrassment to the state of Georgia.
Here we've spotted a MAGA.
I'm going to show you that again. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. See what her sign says? It's okay for inside trade long as they white. If the Democrats or a black person would have done what they did, it would be a problem.
Clueless to the world around him, he spends most his day sucking on a Cheeto while being overly protective of it.
That's sick. Have you ever heard the saying, the trap you set for somebody else is the trap you built for yourself? Donald Trump planned on sending innocent people, black and brown people, to El Salvador. I honestly believe God got a trap for him. He may just end up in El Salvador. His son, that youngest boy that he loved more than any of them, it's apparent. What you do to God's children, Donald Trump, it will be done to you. What you do to God's children, Donald Trump, it will be done to you. What you do to God's children, Donald Trump, it will be done to you.
One thing I've just really had it with. When you look at black women, 90-something% all voted one way. White women.
Hit the like button, please. Come on.
And I've had it with these white women that are just enablers to this patriarchal system, but then they act like they're cool boss bitches when they're peddling their multi-level marketing shit. Fuck off. If you're not going to vote for women, then stay at home and be a trad wife. Otherwise, sit down and shut the fuck up and let the real boss bitches take over. It really pisses me off.
White women are a huge disappointment. The overwhelming majority are a huge disappointment.
Straight facts. You're weak. You went in that voting booth and you voted for your skin and what your husband told you to do. Black women, when we vote for the advancement and the benefit of everybody in this country. But what does the white woman do? She goes in that booth and think about just her skin. And that's why she's a DEI that got fired. Foolish women.
To be respectful when it comes to political disagreements, but I can't take anyone's opinion seriously if it solely relies on whatever Trump does. You either support free trade or you don't. And what Trump is doing, you cannot say last week that the goal is to bring back domestic manufacturing to the United States with tariffs, and then this week say that the goal is to negotiate tariffs down from other countries. Because if the goal is to bring back domestic manufacturing, tariffs would stay in place indefinitely until that happens. If the goal is to bring tariffs down from other countries and negotiate using these tariffs, then the goal is free trade, which wouldn't bring domestic manufacturing back. The two things cannot be true at once. And there are prominent MAGA influencers in my comment section who have
Mike, Mad Dog, get out of my chat. You're not wanting here. You want to sound racist because I'm speaking the truth. That's what white people do. When black people speak up, they're racist. Let me tell you something, you white monkey. I can't be racist. Did I slave your ancestors? Hell to the no. You get your white pale ass out of my chat. Now those words are considered prejudice. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my country because your people are from Europe. You take your white monkey ass back to Europe. I never been to Africa, bitch. I can't go to Africa. Get the fuck on, you Elon Musk looking like Donald Trump bastard. Get the fuck out my chat. That's what the fuck you do, you ugly motherfucker. Now we will resume. You ain't coming up in with your bullshit. You Donald Trump looking ugly motherfucker.
Have a lot of money. I know you're rich as hell.
This is what y'all voted for. A man that's out here hurting innocent people.
Saying the quiet part out loud, laughing in the faces of anyone who's not part of the 1%. He's going to raise your taxes, but not theirs. Oh, you don't believe me? Watch him say it for yourself. Listen.
Because you are all people that have a lot of money. I know you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts.
You voted to hurt this country.
Donald Trump is once again saying the quiet part out loud, laughing in the faces of anyone who's not part of the 1%. He's going to raise your taxes, but not theirs. Oh, you don't believe me? Watch him say it for yourself. Listen.
Because you all people that have a lot of money, I know when you're rich as
Everybody should be pissed at anybody voted for Donald Trump. You hurt the American people.
Donald Trump is once again
You should be
saying the
sent to
quiet
El
part out loud,
Salvador for voting for
laughing in
him.
the faces of anyone who's not part of the 1%. He's going to raise your taxes, but not theirs. Oh, you don't believe me? Watch him say it for yourself. Listen.
Because you all people that have a lot of money, I know when you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts. We're going to pay off our debt.
Donald Trump is once again saying the quiet.
I want to know, what we want to know is, what did Marjorie Taylor Greene know before that announcement happened? And what stocks did she and her family trade leading up to that announcement? And what
Illegal
I
trade.
want to know is, what did Marjorie
She
Taylor
pulled a
Greene
Martha
know
Stewart, but worse than Martha Stewart.
before
Inside trade.
that announcement happened? And what stocks did she and her family trade leading up to that announcement?
We should find out tomorrow because usually it is shown by Tuesday tomorrow. So we get to find out more about the inside trade. But they under Donald Trump, so they're not considered criminals. Eyes tired, Lord.
Donald Trump was just hit with even more bad news. A new CBS YouGov poll has absolutely devastating numbers for Donald Trump as it relates to how people feel he's doing on the economy. Let me break this down for you quickly. First, on who is more responsible for the current abysmal state of the U.S. economy, 54% of respondents said Trump's policies. Just 21% said Biden's policies, 20% said both equally, and 5% said neither. But it gets even more interesting than that. When you break this poll down, even more Republicans blame Donald Trump's policies over Joe Biden's policies. This was actually quite surprising to me. 40% of Republicans blame Trump's policies, 39% blame Biden's policies, 17% of Republicans blame both equally, and then among people who just consider themselves conservatives, 42% of them blame Trump's policies, 39% of them blame Biden's policies, and 15% of them blame both equally. Among white non-college voters, this is Donald Trump's base essentially, 51% blame Trump's policies, 27% blame Biden's, and 17% both equally. And look at this trend right here on Trump's handling of the economy. Just 44% approve, 56% disapprove. That has flipped from back in March 2nd. So not even all that long ago when 51% said they approved and 49% said they disapproved. And there's more. Trump is now underwater on his handling of inflation. Right now, approval is at 40%, disapproval at 60%. Back in March, not that long ago, his approval was 46% to a disapproval rating of 54% on inflation. It's now more clear than ever that Donald Trump's quote-unquote Liberation Day has been a complete and utter disaster. His approval rating right now is tanking at about the same rate that President Biden's approval rating started going down after the Afghanistan withdrawal. Trump's erratic moves around the economy and his tariffs may prove to be a fatal moment in his presidency from which he may never recover. We're going to continue to follow this story.
This country will not recover.
$7 million in the stock market today. I feel betrayed by Trump, you know? Call me naive, but I always believed that if you work really hard to disenfranchise other people, it would lead to your own financial gain. And now that I've lost a lot of money, I don't know what to believe anymore. You gotta believe me. Not in a million years would I have helped Trump get elected if I would have known it would lead to me losing money. The one person in the whole wide world I would never want to hurt is me. I didn't want this. I just wanted to dehumanize immigrants. I just wanted the Supreme Court to be replaced by the Kill Tony panel. But the one thing I didn't want was to lose money. I owe a really sincere apology to me. I'm sorry. I just lost $7 million.
But no sympathy or sorrow for black and brown people.
This just happened tonight at Coachella. Bernie Sanders made a surprise appearance, went up there on stage, and when he brought up Donald Trump, the entire crowd, tons and tons of people, booed Trump. You got to check this out. And by the way, remember, for more news updates, make sure you add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
President of the United States.
So this just happened tonight at Coachella. Bernie Sanders made a surprise appearance.
Bernie Sanders is courageous, a great man, an excellent leader. That's who Bernie Sanders is. And this is more to the tariffs, what it's doing to small businesses.
One of the things affected by the tariff tension, the cost of wigs and hair extensions. China's the largest exporter of all that stuff. Channel 2's Tom Regan continues our Team 2 coverage now in DeKalb County with why some wigs could cost 50% more.
Here at My Beauty Unlimited, they sell hundreds of different wigs and hair extensions. Most all of it comes from China. And with those steep tariffs in place, changing your look with a wig could cost you more.
I really like the curly wigs because summer is coming.
The last few weeks have been a little hair-raising for Maureen Yancey, owner of My Beauty Unlimited.
If, these tariffs are being implemented, it's affecting supply chain, negatively, adversely affecting supply chain, and it's affecting how customers buy.
She stocks hundreds of synthetic and real hair wigs and extensions. She told me she can't accurately predict how much the 3-digit tariff on Chinese-made products will affect her prices, but she estimates lower-priced synthetic wigs will rise around 25 to 30%.
I'm just giving an example how a vast majority of small business will be affected because they got to pay more for the product to get to their customers. That's not making America look good. That is not making America great. All he has done is made the billionaires feel great, fattening their pockets.
The line of clothing. Now, where were these made? These were made, I don't know where
In
they
China.
were made, but they were made someplace. But they're great. It's ties, shirts, cufflinks, everything sold at Macy's, and they're doing great. Number one selling
He
tie
loved to
anywhere in
brag
the
with his
world.
ugly
Number
self.
one selling tie anywhere in the world. You wouldn't wear that shirt? We also have them in white and beautiful white. Where are the shirts made? Bangladesh. Well, that's good. Okay. We employ people in Bangladesh. Ties? Where are the ties made?
What happened to make America great, Trump?
Ties are made in where? China? Ties are made in China.
What happened to make America great, you ugly man?
As the line of
He
clothing.
fake.
Now, where were these made?
He is so fake and ugly.
But they were made someplace. But they're great. It's ties, shirts, cufflinks.
And y'all think he gonna help you, MAGA. You're a joke, MAGA. Your entire existence is a joke. You should not even exist.
Absolutely not true. The first 12 years of my life in China and the last 13 in America, let's talk about it. If you think you've seen it all in America, you haven't. There's no such thing as debit card, credit cards, like physical cards. Everywhere you go, you need to pay. You literally just scan a code and go. There are vending machines that will open up just by scanning your face, and you take out whatever you want to eat from the vending machine, right? Shuts the fridge, it would automatically deduct from your account. All of their stoplights and GPS has a countdown on when the stoplight is going to switch. The technology is insane in China. Now let's talk about safety. It is extremely safe in China. I had no problem waving down a taxi at 2-3 a.m. in the morning and knowing I am going to where I'm going safely. There are even robot popos that walks with you to make sure that there are no crimes happening in real time. Chinese government is controlling, they have all your data, but so does America, but they don't protect you. At least in China they do. There are no homeless people on the street. You will not see one homeless people on the street because first, before they even make the shot, they have to shoot at the sky first to announce that they're about to shoot. And then they have to try their best effort to aim for your arm or your leg. Even talking about China is absolutely not true. I've spent first 12 years of...
China showed us on Red Note and TikTok the truth about we're not free in America. We're definitely not free. We have a rotten orange in the Oval Office wearing a wig that wants to deport us to a country we know absolutely nothing about, and though no crimes have been committed. A man that has 34 felonies that should be in El Salvador in a prison cell. That's what Donald Trump should be with his wig piece, in a prison in El Salvador. And the worst parts of it. You like black eggplant? Well, brown eggplant should be sufficient for you, Donald Trump.
Some big news just breaking. Attorneys for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man, quote, mistakenly sent to an El Salvadoran prison camp by the Trump administration, are asking the judge to hold the Trump administration in contempt of court. The Trump administration has been ordered by the Supreme Court to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States, and they have thus far failed to do so. Are due today in the federal court at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and you can see this one from Maryland Father Kilmar Abrego Garcia's attorneys asking a federal judge to initiate the process for possibly holding the Trump administration in contempt for failing to facilitate his return. And they actually used Trump's comments that he made yesterday against him at the top of the motion. You can see right here it says yesterday President Trump confirmed that the United States has the power to facilitate Abrego Garcia's release.
I don't believe the man is alive. I don't believe any of the immigrants are alive.
If the Supreme Court said bring somebody back, I would do that. I respect the Supreme Court, end quote. But it's worth noting that Trump and his administration are pretending that that's not what the Supreme Court said, even though it is very clearly what the Supreme Court said. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice was...
And the reason it's not bothering you people that's part of MAGA in my chat, because you just like your ugly, deceitful, grimy ancestors. That's who you are. The orange man's entanglements of a web of deceit for the American people.
This is Steve Witkoff. He's been a New York real estate guy most of his life. He's a billionaire. Now, this is Witkoff today with Vladimir Putin. Now, despite having no relevant experience, Witkoff is Trump's main envoy to Vladimir. And tomorrow, Witkoff
the incompetent
is
white
negotiating
man
with Iran for Trump. Now, this is Zach Witkoff. That's Steve Witkoff's son. He is the co-founder of a crypto company, World Liberty Financial. Now, World Liberty Financial is Donald Trump's crypto company. As a matter of fact, the company is owned 60% by Donald Trump and, quote, certain family members. This is Justin's son. He was under investigation for fraud by the SEC during the Biden administration. Then he invested $75 million in Trump's World Liberty Financial, and maybe just coincidentally, Trump's SEC dropped the case against Son. Now, is it a coincidence that Steve Witkoff, the father of Trump's crypto partner, is busy negotiating with some of the world's most notorious actors? Now, we'll never know who's buying Trump's crypto, but Trump certainly does. Now, certainly all of the folks who were apoplectic about what Hunter Biden was doing while Joe Biden was out of office must be unbelievably concerned about the potential conflicts of interest while Trump is in office. Don't you think? This is Steve.
Have y'all seen this new ad that China put out? Look at this ad and let's discuss.
Look at MAGA. MAGA. China. Yes, this country is pitiful, China.
Wonder Musk suddenly quit. Turns out Trump became his biggest failed investment. Recently, Musk made a quick exit from the Department of Government Efficiency. It looks like he's trying to cut ties with Trump. But the real reason, he just realized Trump was the worst bet of his career. First, there's Trump's latest tariff war. He slapped tariffs
I hate
on
seeing
pretty
this
much the
man's
whole
face.
world,
He's so
especially
ugly,
Europe
it
and
makes me
China.
sick to
Thing
my
is,
stomach.
Tesla has major investments in both places. The Shanghai factory, for example, doesn't just serve China. It supplies other markets too. Even Tesla's U.S. factories rely on imported parts. So these tariffs, they mean higher costs across the board. Not good news for Tesla. That's why Musk's now calling for a free trade zone between the U.S. and Europe, even if it goes completely against
Look at his
Trump's
hair.
policies.
This is
Then
gross.
there's
His
the public
face is
backlash.
gross.
Musk backed Trump hard. A lot of people didn't like that. It hurt Musk's image, and by extension, Tesla's. Sales dropped. Stock price tanked. Even turning the White House into a Tesla showroom didn't help. Even with Trump acting like a salesman, nothing really changed. Now, Musk's done.
Tell us, go back. Please remember where you came from. And when you want to relegate somebody to a specific place, just remember what your origin is in this world. Please, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I want you to understand that you, wherever you are on the earth, you are not a native anywhere. You
Hey,
came
King
here
LaSwan.
and took it from the native people who are there. So please don't talk about going back, because if others talk to you about that, where would you go? When you
They have to go back to the Caucasus Mountains where they were eating raw meat. They would get the animals and just start eating on them. That's what they would have to go back to.
America's going to be the poorest country in the world starting now. You're going to see the biggest crashes happening right now. So that's good for me because the price of gold and silver go up. So this time I went to the slums of Mumbai. But what shocks most people is America never had slums like that. Today, slums are everywhere across America. The slums of Mumbai are spreading across America. So the big shift is Russia, China versus America, Europe. The Chinese are threatening to shift the yuan to gold.
Okay, pegging it to gold.
Yeah. And if they do that, US dollar collapses. If that happens, America goes. So that's why I've been saying it's commodities, silver and gold. So being a capitalist, I own gold mines,
okay,
and I own silver mines.
Okay.
So when the dollar crashes, I get richer.
Right. And that happens time and time again.
It's going to happen now. It's the biggest battle.
He said it's going to happen now. America, we in trouble. And if you can't see it, you just as dumb as your ancestors were. And your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, they used to like to buck the black men, you sick individuals.
To ignore Elon Musk's email today in which he asked federal employees to prove how productive they are in order to keep their jobs. Here is what Kash Patel just emailed the entire bureau. Quote, FBI personnel may have received an email from OPM requesting information, ... When and if further information is required, we will coordinate the responses. For now, please pause any responses. So that is Trump's FBI director telling his agency to defy Elon Musk's orders, which is going to put them in quite a precarious position considering Elon Musk told these employees that if they do not respond to his email by Monday, then he will consider that their resignation and they will be terminated from their positions. I guess we're about to see who has the real power here, Donald Trump and his cabinet or Elon Musk, the unelected billionaire. And I don't know who I'm rooting for because both options are not great.
It's time to speak up. I posted a video just a little bit ago about the stock market crash and Project 2025 and how this is the plan. And many people are saying, but why? Why would anyone want to crash the stock market? How does this benefit anyone? It's hard for us to comprehend because we're not billionaires, but the billionaires know, and they're doing it on purpose. And here are 3 reasons that the billionaires absolutely want the stock market to crash. Number 1, if you are rich as hell and everything crashes and people lose their money, you can come in and buy a huge
And that's
amounts
what
of
they
America
did,
for
inside
pennies on the
trade.
dollar. And that's part of Project 2025 plan. They've told us that. They want to bankrupt farms and family businesses.
And that's what is happening
people
right
who own
now.
small amounts of land so they can come in and buy up everything. And instead of us building our own freedom and our own economic success, we are now beholden unto the slumlord again, who will own everything that we once had. So that's one reason they want to. The second reason they want the stock market to crash is because if you are powerful, you can pass legislation to bail out the things that you want bailed out, right? Too big to fail. Y'all remember that? Well, that's going on now. Some things are going to be too big to fail, and those in power will be able to pass.
Project 2025 is in the Oval Office. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. This is for the people that want to benefit the entire country, not the ones that's selfish with pale skin, MAGA. Donald Trump has to get out of that Oval Office, y'all. We're in danger. We got to get rid of those white Republicans that's a MAGA. We're in danger. It's not benefiting any race at this point. America is in danger. Y'all stay blessed, stay prayed up, and ask God to move quick and fast. And New Orleans and everybody else with your pens and that dolls or y'all made of them, y'all got to move faster or something. It's because we're in danger. America is in danger. Again, America is in danger. God bless. Goodbye.